I'm the Peculiar Pisces, and welcome to my channel. Today is June 20th, 2025, and this is Flosstube video number 49. I can't believe I'm almost at 50. That's kind of crazy. I started last year in January, so it feels like there should be a lot more videos, but last year I did not keep up with the videos as much during the summer and during vacations with school and everything. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a crazy week for me, and I did get to touch each of my 4 main projects at least once during the past week. It started with me spinning Waterfalls of Jade last Friday, and then I didn't get to touch it until Saturday. So then I spun Pentecost on Sunday, and then I only got to work on it for like 11 minutes. So then I worked on it on Monday, and so it was just like my whole week was offset by like 2 days. So I'm back with my regular updates. And let me get started. There has been no stitchy mail. I haven't ordered anything. I haven't had time to order anything. Next Friday and Saturday are drop-offs for the county fair. So I'm excited about that. I'll probably do it on Saturday as opposed to Friday, because Fridays, as I just said, are my days off, and they are pretty busy now. So let's get right into it. Project number 1 is my favorite designer project. This is all in the hopes of these are the ones that I will primarily be submitting into the fairs into the future, with the exception of Blackworks and samplers, because those are also fair categories. But as far as I'm concerned, I would like to be presenting my favorite designer categories, not categories, projects, into the fairs. And the fair categories differ by thread count, essentially. So my first project, favorite designer for this month, is Mirabilia's August Peridot Fairy. Okay, let's see. I'm in a different room, hoping that different lighting will help things show up a little bit better. So here's the August Peridot Fairy. And here has been my progress. So I'm finally into her wings. I mean, I did some down here, but as I was doing it, I didn't realize that it was the wing until I got to her dress, and I was like, oh, that's what I was stitching. So this is BestitchMe 28 count wild bouquet Opal Lugana. I'm really excited for it. This one, I've scanned a working copy, and I didn't attempt to put it into Pattern Keeper because I haven't had great success with scanning and putting it in, but I'm using just Adobe's PDF viewer to view it and mark it on my computer. Okay, and this one I worked okay, so let's back up. Last week when I filmed, I hadn't totaled up the hours, so I was coming into this week with 32 hours, 27 minutes, and 56 seconds. So this week I got to work on it 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 27 seconds. And I haven't totaled it up because I still could work on it today, tomorrow, or Sunday. And then project number 2 is practical blackwork, and it's called Pentecost. And I'm working on the last quarter of it, and this is also one that will be a fair piece. Not this year, obviously, but this is one that I'm doing as a fair piece. So the last time you saw it, I had finished out the triangle portion, and I had done this bit down here, and I was starting in here. So I have worked on it, but I haven't gotten very much progress on it. This one is 18 count Ada that I hand dyed myself. And this one, okay, last week I had told you that I worked on an hour, 46 minutes and 27 seconds, but I hadn't added it up to the total. So last week I ended it with 103 hours, 37 minutes, and 33 seconds. And so far this week, I've worked on it 42 minutes. That was all the time that I was able to put into it. And I still could pull it for today, tomorrow, or Sunday. And project number 3 is my wish list piece. This one's pretty subjective. It's now just as long, it's now just whatever I want to work on. So I am working on Nene Thomas's Waterfalls of Jade. This one has 88 colors and 47 pages. I don't know if I've ever actually said that part. It is 462 by 528. So it's gonna be pretty big. But it's 88 colors, and I've now used all but 12. So I'm floss dropping as I go, and I still have like 12 colors to use. But it's crazy the amount of confetti that is in this piece. So here is my progress. I'm trying to use Sarah the Stitchin' Mommy's typewriter method by choosing a, 10 by 10 block and picking a symbol. And then I was trying to stitch it out, as you can see over here. But there's just so much confetti and so much counting, and this is not gridded. I hand dyed this as well. This is 22 count Hardinger that I hand dyed. It's actually in a Come Dye With Me video. And I just, I've done so many changes as I was going. I was starting to try to stitch it out, and it was just, symbols were getting too far down, and too much counting was involved. So I started sort of parking it, and then I also had started, it's 1 by 1 over here. Yeah. And I don't like how it doesn't look as full. And so around about here, I started switching over to 2 over 1. I think 1 over 1, yeah, 2 over 1. And I do like how much better the coverage is over here. However, it's not enough that you can see the difference that you can see with the naked eye unless you're 3 inches away from it. I don't even think that you can really see the difference in it here, and you're probably 12 to 15 inches away from the camera. So it's not something that anybody except for me and I mean all of you viewers, but you're not really going to see it in real life. So nobody's ever going to know. And this one I am at, let's see. Okay, so last week I didn't even get to tally it up because I had pulled it the Friday that I filmed. Well, no, I had accidentally added the 9th time in with last week, and I was at 15 hours, 54 minutes, and 51 seconds. And then so this week, I didn't get to work on it until the 14th. Last week, I mean, not this week. I got to work on it on the 14th. And so I put in 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 15 seconds. So that's brought my total time then for ending 6/9 through 6/15. I'm now at 18 hours, 34 minutes, and 6 seconds. And then this week, I got to work on it 54 minutes and 41 seconds. And it's possible that this could be spun again on Sunday, but not for today or tomorrow. I think I'd have to look at my wheel to be sure, but I think I have 2 more projects to spin for this week before I have to reset my wheel. So it could get called on Sunday, so I haven't totaled it out yet. But I can give you my stats. I am now, let me just double check that I wrote down the correct thing. I always second guess myself when it comes to what I wrote down. I am at 1,610 stitches complete out of 244,860, and I am at 0.66%. So this one definitely takes me a lot longer to stitch than the Winter in the Shire, which my beef with Winter in the Shire is the main color. I was doing that one by color completion. The main color is 3865, a off-white color, and so I'm stitching white on white, and that's what I dislike with that project. This one, it's so much confetti that it takes me so long. I got 100 stitches done in 54 minutes, so like my stitch time is way off on this project because of how much I'm pulling a new color, stitching a few stitches, and then parking it. And I'm either going to the block directly below it to park, or I'm going to the block directly to the right of it to park. It depends on how much stitches I have. If like I have 2 stitches below it and I have like 8 stitches to the right of it, I'll go over to the right of it to do those 8 stitches because then I'm just trying to stitch out my thread as best as I can. Okay, and then my last project is the Indian Peacock by Dimensions. I do feel like you can see this one a little bit better with these shadings in this lighting. So I just was pretty much working here. So I would pick this tan, I would pick a thread and stitch it out, and then I would come over here and pick a color, and then pick a thread over here and stitch it out, and then go back to my color. So I was jumping back and forth to get progress in the background and in the flowers that are at the top. So this one, I have worked on it. So last week I hadn't totaled it up when I had filmed last. So last week, 6:09 through 6:15, I had worked on it an hour, 43 minutes, and 28 seconds. And so it's brought my total time up to 23 hours, 17 minutes, and 10 seconds. And then I have worked on it once this week. I worked on it on the 17th. I got to work on it for an hour, 4 minutes, and 37 seconds. It's possible that it could get called today, tomorrow, or Sunday, so I haven't finished tallying it up for the week. Okay, and then I did get to work on a few days of the temperature stitching, or the temperature project, I should say. I worked on, so on the 16th, my phone said it was going to be, so I check it in the morning before I do anything else. I open up my weather widget and then I scroll throughout the day until I find the highest number, and then I take a screenshot of it so I can reference it later. So for the 16th, it was 88 degrees, and I worked on the Peacock printed cross stitch, which is this one. Okay, so here's what it looks like, and I am positive that this is AI art based on the way that some of these little background things look in the picture. I might have to see if I can grab a screenshot of this so that it looks better. But this one was a new start. And so I just started up in this top corner, and I haven't even finished it. I didn't get to work on it for very long. And so I just had this little start up in this top corner. It's quite big. I originally got this because I was watching a different YouTuber and I sort of had some FOMO. And I thought these printed cross stitches looked easy. And at the time, anytime my husband or my kids would see me cross stitching, they would act like I'm not doing anything, and they would ask me to come, do something, to fix something, to do it. And it was like they wanted me to immediately do it. So it's like I had to sit down what I was doing, and when I would come back to it, I would have to count and figure out where I was. And I felt like I was giving my regular projects a disservice. So I needed something on the weekends or when my kids were around a lot that I could still do, but would be sort of thoughtless. And with the pre-printed cross stitches, I don't have to think about where I am. I can very easily see where I am and what the symbol is and the color that coordinates with it. So it's just, I bought them just for mindless cross stitch work. Okay, so the second project that I got to work on the 17th, my phone said that it was 70 degrees, and in the 0 slot is the Doctor Who diamond painting. So let me show you very small what it's supposed to look like. And I actually trimmed off the papers. They were annoying me so much. So I trimmed off to where I was. So the last time you saw it, I still had a little bit to finish up here. And so I finished out that spot. And I pulled up the next section. And so I still have a little bit to work on up in here. there it is. From this far away, it actually looks pretty great. Like you can't see a lot of details in the features, but for me, knowing who the people are, it resembles them enough that I'm happy with it. Working on it up close in person, I'm always just like, eh. But so far, everything's looking great as it's coming out. I don't remember where I bought this from years ago. Gosh, I bought this, I think, right at the beginning of COVID is when I bought it. So yeah, maybe I think I either got it off of Wish or AliExpress. Probably AliExpress because I don't think Wish was very big on crafting stuff at the time. It might be not. I don't know. I haven't looked on either of those sites. It might be, but I can't remember where I got it from exactly. Okay, and then on the 18th, my phone said that it was going to be 76 degrees, which is another pre-printed cross stitch. It's the butterfly one. So I did have a start on this one already. And so I was up here whenever I showed it last. So I did finish out this top row. And I came over here and worked over here. And then because I had just been doing 310 black for forever, I grabbed this dark blue and started working on the edge of the butterfly. Oh, did I show the picture? I did not. Where's the picture? This is the picture. I'm pretty sure this is also AI art. And this is one of those that, as pretty as the picture is, I'm very curious how the actual stitching is going to turn out, especially since it's AI. So, yeah. So here it is from the back, so you can actually see the progress. So like I did previously have some of the butterfly edge done. And so this dark blue is the new color. And that was it. That was all that I've gotten to work on in the past week as far as any of the temperature projects or my regular stitching. Like I said, everything got all offset by a day. And so everything was kind of thrown off. And that's it. Kind of a short one. I blew through it this time. I will see. Well, let me look at the calendar right quick. Let me look at my actual calendar instead. Okay. Yeah. Next week, I should be able to film. And it would be my last filming for the month. So next week, when I get the chance to film, I will show you the upcoming projects that I'm switching to in July. And I believe I'm starting the chatelaine next month in July. I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the rotation that I'm going into for July. So I just got the fabric last month. Or was it at the end of April? But anyway, I just got the fabric for it. I didn't get to start it when I originally wanted to. For those of you that weren't watching me back in March when I got to this, what the rotation would be the first time, I had ordered the DMC floss for the DMC conversion of the chatelaine, and when they came, those colors did not spark joy in me. Those colors looked very bland and blah together. And so during spring break, when my mom was visiting, I drove up to Denver and went to a actual stitching store, not just a fabric store that has a wall of cross stitch, but an actual cross stitch stitching store. And I got all of the specialty threads. I think there was one color that I didn't get because they only had one skein of it, and she couldn't guarantee that they could get me the same dye lot. So she said she was going to order it for me, and she was going to order the beads, but I haven't been contacted about it. And the order that I placed on their website still hasn't been fulfilled. So I am going to start my chatelaine as planned. I'm just going to hold off on the beads and whatever that specialty thread is. If I come to it, I'll have to skip it on the picture, but it's one that's going to be on the large frame that the Waterfalls of Jade is on. So it's going to be stitched onto the frame, and I'll be starting in the middle on that one for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so I can't wait for next month's rotation. So the next video, I will show you the progress, like where I was on those upcoming projects. And the following week is July 4th. So I will not be filming on July 4th. That is big holiday. My whole family is going to be home. We're going to be doing July 4th-y things, probably like grilling or camping or something. I have no idea what we're going to be doing for July 4th. I just know that we will be doing something. So I'm not going to film that week, so don't worry about it. I will be back after I film on the 27th. I'll be back on the 11th, which will be the day right before the county fair starts. So I will record before the fair starts. So I won't have any of the results or anything for that. When I come back on the 18th, I should have results from the fair. So for the county fair. So yay. Everything is starting to come together. The summer is almost over. My kids will be starting school. No doubt the very first full week of August. So things are, it's still going to be hectic. Things are winding down, and it's going to be an adjustment now that I have a job and I work for several hours in the evening. It's going to be an adjustment with school. So yeah, so tentatively I should be filming on the 27th of June, and then I'm not going to film on the 4th, and then I should be back on the 11th, which is right before the fair starts, and then when I come back on the 18th, I should have fair results. I will no doubt post on my Instagram pictures or any results, or I might be able to take a video. Maybe as a Flosstube extra, I can add a video. And I still haven't finished stitching or pinning the Lots of Heart elephant, so I haven't finished the video for that Flosstube extra. But we'll have to see how I can show everybody's stuff from the fair, whether it's pictures or if I can do like a small, short little Flosstube extra. So I will see everyone hopefully next week. Oh, and I forgot to say that if I end up doing any of the temperature projects, today's high, my phone says, is supposed to be 91, which is the pansy crochet blanket if I get to it today. And then let me see my Tiny Decisions app. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I only spun one thing, which was Waterfalls of Jade for yesterday. So let me go ahead and spin it for today. The Indian Peacock. So if I get to work on it today, I will work on the Indian Peacock. If not, I will push it off until tomorrow. And yeah, so I will see everyone later.